It's a 10. I've spent about 100 hours in Monster Hunter Wilds up to this point, and there's a lot I can't show you guys just yet, but I can confirm that Wilds is a huge win for the diehard fans, and somehow an even better place to start new when directly compared to World or Rise. I was even trying to spread my stoke level and love for Monster Hunter by creating the most joined squad among just the press and reviewers with a motto directly pushing my agenda. Did it work? I actually don't know yet. I do believe that Capcom's dev team did everything right here with Wilds. The slight annoyances, weird experimental modes, and systems are out, resulting in a refined Monster Hunter entry that doubles down on the simple concept that makes the series so addictive. Hunt monsters, craft cool gear, and prance around in front of your friends showing it off. No nonsense, no BS, no wasted time on what we're not looking for. This is pure Monster Hunter. The gameplay itself has received the biggest buff, like for example when comparing the hammer to Rise and World. In those, the hammer's moveset can sometimes feel a bit stiff and restrictive when you start swinging that giant piece of iron and skull around. Now in Wilds, you can make slight adjustments during hammer attacks and strafe omnidirectionally for a brief window without ending your current combo, or even stall out some actions by holding the input. Each weapon has been carefully improved, giving them a deeper moveset to master over dozens of hours, while also controlling more fluidly, which is going to be passively helping new players before they even actually know what's going on behind the scenes. Many of the new weapon tweaks are equally a useful new tactic and just a flat-out fun thing to do, like how the bow can now evade and jump shot in multiple directions. Using the sword and shield, it used to rotate your character around if a movement input was being pressed. Now you can maintain a direction and strafe move pretty much anywhere you want while attacking, giving the sword and shield incredible movement options. Now the sponsor of the video that you're currently in is Factor. Factor makes meals easier because they send a stack of food right to your door, so you don't have to stress about cooking or dishes to clean up afterwards. I also found them to be generally less expensive than those restaurant delivery apps I used to use that I swear have a new mystery fee on top of a fee each time I use them. The meals from Factor come ready to eat in just 2 minutes. They're fresh, never frozen, and honestly I prefer their taste over my own home cooking. Their site lets you pick from a wide range of dietitian-approved meals that cycle each week, from categories like Chef's Choice and Protein Plus to Keto, Calorie Smart, Carb Conscious, and a few others. There's also snacks and drinks you can find there too. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50BoomstickGaming to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50BoomstickGaming at Factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thanks, Factor. I usually tend to find that I gravitate to about 5 or 6 of the weapon types each Monster Hunter, but in Wilds I felt all 14 were calling to be my main because of just how great they all feel to use. Good thing we can equip 2 now. No gameplay feature in Wilds ever felt like a chore or something that I was being forced to try and enjoy. The new focus mode and wound system is also a solid addition. Although it's not the deepest combat mechanic, it is fun to pop those weak spots every single time, and that matters in the long run. I would say the focus mode monster wound thing is on par with the quality of the addition of Silkbind moves in Rise, and straight up superior to the Clutch Claw mechanic in World. The new environments here are generally a little darker and more atmospheric, which gives Wilds a slightly grittier overall tone. Although strong, bright colors tend to look better in a YouTube video, these darker areas create a more serious vibe when you're actually in there playing. There's also an impressive level of detail to be found nearly everywhere you look, showing that the devs seem to truly care. Like, check this out. In older Monster Hunters, you wanted to pick up a bug, you pick it up, and then just stash it in your elusive pocket. In Wilds, you grab it, pull out a vial, milk out its juice, and just let the thing go freely. Many of the bug gathering animations actually leave the creature totally unharmed if you look close. I'm not necessarily an active advocate of anti-video game related insect violence, but I can still appreciate that the team seem to care about their little bugs. There's even unique animations I found that were entirely dependent on the environment or the weather. Like here, just watch how the Palico reacts to the outside storm. There's also many quality of life tweaks that make your life monster hunting even easier. Like this sidebar, where you can quickly see and toggle between any interactable things that are near you. Or how many AAA games do we get where you can fully customize the menu layout or just create your own menu system. The new camp feature lets you customize your own little tent setup, which can be built to function as a fast travel location, a place to restock your items and change out gear. As far as the endgame goes, I can't show you anything about it just now, but it does somewhat change up the grind. There's still some randomization with the monster investigations and materials they drop, which comes into play more in the endgame, but many things like attack up decorations, armor spheres, and other upgrade materials have a simple way you can just trade things to directly obtain them. So you can often get exactly what you need for your build without stressing for dozens of hours relying entirely on randomization for just one thing. When you get into the endgame, you'll appreciate these kind of tweaks even more. The story. Wilds tries a bit harder with the story this time around, and it's a little more story-ier than previous entries, but still the majority of the narrative beats are mostly just a vehicle to get you to the next epic monster brawl. The animation quality of the major scenes and embarrassingly satisfying gooey food-eating moments and cooking details in general make it worthwhile to earn your progress to see which next thing happens. So overall, I personally love Monster Hunter Wilds, and if you happen to enjoy World and or Rise, this is a must play. But if you also just like rewarding gameplay loops, this is currently the best place to start Monster Hunter. It's perfectly viable to play entirely solo all by yourself, you plus AI hunters to help you out, or with a full team of online players. Wilds sets up a great package now at launch, but also puts a solid foundation in place to expand on the game in the future, with free monster updates and the inevitable expansion I'm guessing that will drop in maybe a year or two. That's kind of far off thinking, I know, so I'll rein back in my excitement a bit and hand it off to you guys. What are your raw thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds? Now I want to give a big thanks to Factor for sponsoring the video today, and to Capcom for hooking me up with Wilds generously early. I do have a few other videos currently in the works, like a gameplay tips and tricks and another one purely on the endgame, so stick around if you're picking up Wilds. As always, I'm Alex, and that concludes why Monster Hunter Wilds is a 10.
Alrighty. Perfection. Fit you to a T.